This year, we are marking a 2-year milestone of battling COVID-19 as healthcare providers, hospital workforce members, and members of our community. Tonight, we are gathering at each of our 4 hospitals at the same time to mark this milestone in our journey. January the 20th marked the 2-year anniversary of the first COVID-19 patient identified in the United States. CAMC's first patient was admitted March the 18th, 2020. As of Monday, 3,650 COVID patients have recovered and discharged from our great institution, CAMC, while 582 people died of COVID at CAMC. Our workforce has provided exceptional care for each and every one of these patients. We have invited special guests from our workforce to share the ways they have seen your light shine through the good days and the difficult ones while caring for all of our patients through the pandemic.
We've been through a lot the last 2 years. I don't think anybody can deny that. We're here to recognize that tonight. But more specifically, we're here to highlight and praise your commitment and your service during a period in history that is truly one for the books. Stories that you'll tell your children, your grandchildren, their children, because, well, we've been through a lot. As a society, as an organization, and as individuals. As a society, we watched science work in lightning speed to create a vaccine in less than a year to protect us with truly amazing results. Our fellow West Virginians and our workforce armed themselves with PPE, masks, and vaccines committed to protect themselves, their patients, and their fellow neighbors in numbers that, frankly, made me proud to be a Mountaineer. Our organization rose to the challenge by bending, twisting, and contorting in ways that I truthfully didn't think we had in us. To meet the new threats that we faced, we feverishly read the literature and fought to find the best practices to protect our workforce, our patients, and our community. We assessed, implemented, reassessed, and had spinning timelines. And you all rolled with the changes with amazing flexibility and grace to help us meet the pandemic head on. As individuals, our workforce traded shifts, picked up overtime, went back to the bedside, and volunteered their time to make sure that we could keep taking care of our community, to ensure patients received high quality care, and to make sure our workforce got vaccinated.
The last 2 years have given healthcare workers many challenges. Throughout this time, the hospital workforce has stepped up and provided exceptional care. Regardless of the workforce role, sacrifices and adjustments have been made to ensure the community needs are met. Speaking as one of the ED nurse leaders, the staff has been constantly walking into overcrowded EDs, leading to physical and mental exhaustion. Yet, shift to shift, the men and women show up and provide excellent care for our community while juggling various unimaginable circumstances. On top of managing emergency patients, the ER staff had to become medical, surgical, telemetry, intermediate care, and ICU staff because bed availability just simply wasn't there. Our staff are truly dedicated to providing emergency care to the community and ensuring the best care is provided to every patient every day. Additionally, the emergency department staff works hard to recognize other areas throughout the facility to let them know how much their hard work and effort is appreciated. It takes a village to provide appropriate care for the community. Recently, the ED staff recognized pharmacy and lab for their hard work by providing them food and cards. Furthermore, the community stepped up multiple times by providing positive messages written on sidewalks and parking lots, providing snacks and drinks on several occasions for the different areas all throughout the hospital, and providing thank you cards from local area schools to all the healthcare workers. All of these actions had such a positive response and provided much needed support for healthcare workers throughout the facility.
It's so good to see everybody in person. You can see the smiles behind your masks. Even after 2 years, you still have a smile. The past 2 years have been nothing like we've ever experienced before in healthcare, but you all have persevered and made it through. I've always known that Women Children's, the staff here are just awesome, special, are like no other. You've all really let your light shine the past 2 years by the care that you provided not only to our patients and their families, but to each other. You stepped out of your comfort zone, you learned new assignments, new roles, relearned some old skills, worked in departments that may have not been your home, but you did it, and you did it with a smile, and you did it to take care of the patients. You learned not only to put a good foot forward, but to help those that were struggling along the way. Visiting hours changed, our hospital got really quiet, but you didn't let that stop. What was going on here, you became the family that these patients needed when they couldn't have their family members be by their side. That really says a lot for you all, for what we do here at Women's. You were their light through the darkness. The genuine kindness and compassion and caring that each of you bring to our patients and fellow staff sets you apart. So let your heart and soul shine tonight, and as we move forward to our new now.
I just can't even tell you how privileged I feel to be able to stand here and to thank everybody that gave me my miracle. I told the story one time before. I don't know whether you ever you were able to hear it or not, but I actually told it on Dr. Jenkins, Governor Justice TV show about Joey. He was actually in this hospital for close to 100 days. He started out getting sick on his family vacation in Florida. He went to a hospital there, I won't mention the name of it. They didn't give him the care that you guys did when he got here. They sent him home with some Tylenol and cough medicine, and by the time he got here to Memorial's ER, he was a very ill young man. The next morning, after Joey came to the ER, Tom DeCubo called me and he said, "Linda, our boy's in trouble." He said, "I'm gonna have to intubate him and put him on the ECMO machine." I, at the time, was home with COVID. So the only people that I had to give my son the compassion and love of a mother was you guys. And you did that. You stepped up to the plate. That very day, I called the CPI. That's where they sent Joe first. They were going to intubate him there and then take him to open heart. And I called, and a nurse named Fran Snodgrass answered the phone. And I know her. I've known her since she was a little girl. And I told her, I said, "Joey's there. They're going to intubate him, and I'd really like to be able to talk to him for a minute." She said, I'll take my cell phone in there. She said, "Let me gown up and get everything on, and I'll take my cell phone in there and let you talk to him." That began my road here at CAMC Memorial. We went from there to open heart recovery, where he stayed on the ECMO for 6 weeks, where he was sedated, and I never got to see his blue eyes for days. But all the staff, all the nurses, I wish I could remember everybody's names. I will never forget their faces. They were there. They gave me a peace. They gave me comfort. I knew they were doing everything they could for Joey. After 6 weeks, when he came off of the ECMO machine, he was doing better. and he was moved to SICU, where he did well for a couple of days, and then he took another turn. His pneumonia got worse. None of the antibiotics were working, and I again was blessed with an army of nurses, housekeepers, everybody was good to Joe. I mean, I just can't say enough about the care that he got here at this facility. After that, he went to Five Front, and the last place he went, well, let me tell you the story at Five Front. This is a cute little story. There was a travel nurse there, actually, and Joey had the fecal tube for months, and he was having to use the bedpan. And he's a 45-year-old young man. You have to realize he was a boxer, an MMA boxer, a football player, 6'3", weighed about 270, 280 pounds. He's a big guy. So this knocked him down a little bit and made him stop and realize a lot of things that are important in life other than being a big tough guy. But anyway, back to the story. This nurse told him, said, no, if you put a chuck inside the bedpan, it'll be a whole lot easier for you. And that impressed him so much that every floor that he went to after that, he told them about the chuck in the bedpan. So he will always remember that. Who knows, he might have to use that on me someday. But like I said, I can't thank you enough. From the top of this institution, housekeeping, everybody here. You are a team. You are team players. You get each other's backs. You were there for me. You were there for my son. Ravi brought Joey's boys in to see him. He hadn't seen them in 84 days. And he brought them in, and they got to spend a little bit of time with their daddy. I'd like to report now that he's home. He's sick tonight. He was going to be here. He wanted to come. But he's sick. He has a bad cold, so he's home. But he's back to work. He's off of the O2. His stamina is still a little bit low, but he is definitely a miracle that happened right over there.
When it feels like the darkness is creeping in and the sun will never shine again, and sadness has somehow taken a hold of hearts, I hope you know you are a light in the world. You are someone who illuminates all of the goodness that exists within others, someone who is a beacon of hope when others are fumbling in the dark. You are someone who shines bright with joy and glee, sharing such happiness with each and every soul you meet. You are a flashlight for the ones who are scared, and a marquee for the ones who seek direction, and a star for the ones who need somewhere to place their wishes. I hope you know you are a light in this world, a gift to all who know you, all who have yet to know you too. So when darkness feels like it's creeping in and the sadness wants to sit with you at every turn, I hope you continue to shine and blaze with all of your might, because you are the light. Thank you.